We have seen FCFS problem now. We'll see the SJF. SJF you can see have written it is a shortest job first, and it is going to be scheduled in a preemptive way as well as in a non-preemptive way. So very first problem I have taken a non-preemptive SJF. So as usual I told you the question remains same and only the table is going to change. So consider set of processes that arrive at time 0 with the length of a CPU burst given in a milliseconds. Find out average waiting time, and he has given a tabular column. Okay, so you can just see in the tabular column he has not given arrival time. So in such cases I told you need to observe in the question itself, question statement. So he has given an int arrive at time 0. Arrive at time 0 means what you need to take, so that is all the processes, set of processes. Arrive at time 0 means you need to consider what? So arrival time as 0. All process arriving at time interval 0. This is also question part only. This is not a solution. Okay, because he has given a statement only. So now using this data I need to schedule SJF algorithm, shortest job first algorithm. Okay, in this shortest job first algorithm we are going to focus on the burst time. Okay, I am not going to focus on arrival time. Why? Because it is not a FCFS, first come first served ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದು. ಇದೇನಿದು ಶಾರ್ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಬು ಅಂದರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಟೈಮ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಳೋಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಈ ಮೆಥಡಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ನಾನು ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲುಕ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ಬರ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಅರೈವಲ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲುಕ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಅರೈವಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಿಯಂಪ್ಟಿವ್ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲಿಂಗ್, ನಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ನಾನ್ ಪ್ರಿಯಂಪ್ಟಿವ್. Okay, so let us see how to schedule this one. So since all the process coming at the same time interval, that is all are coming at 0 milliseconds only, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಂದೇ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟು ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು? ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ process which is having a very least burst time. So in this tabular form you have got process P4 with a very least burst time. So that is why I am going to schedule process P4. So somewhere here I am going to mark that is 3 milliseconds. Okay, so after scheduling process P4, which is the next process in the box which is having the next least burst time, that is it is going to be process P1. So it is having a burst time of 6 milliseconds. Already 3 milliseconds over. 3 plus 6 minutes execution means it will be 9 milliseconds of execution. And next to least process means execution time. So which is that one? So it may be process P3. So that is having a 7 milliseconds, right? So I am going to schedule. So 9 plus 7, it may be 16 milliseconds, right? So now the last process left out is a process P2. Process P2 with the CPU burst time that is a 8 millisecond. So 16 plus 8 you are going to get 24 milliseconds. That's it. So in this SJF, since I have given arrival time has a 0, ಕಾಮನ್ ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅಟ್ ಅರೈವಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ 0 ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ P4 is having very least compared to all other process. Okay, that is why I am scheduling process P4. ಅದ್ರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಸೊ ದಟ್ is process P1 and the next is process P3. Next is process P2. That's it. Gantt chart completed. Now look after the tabular form. That is I have written the question as it is. It is there in the this part, and now I am going to write the solution part. That is a completion time. So completion time of a process P1, Gantt chart is different order but tabular form is in different order. So you look after the tabular form and the Gantt chart and write neatly. Process P1 completed at 9 millisecond. Process P2 completed at 24 millisecond and process P3 completed at 16 milliseconds. Process P4 completed at 3 milliseconds. Okay, by looking at the Gantt chart I have written this one. So you need to consider the last number after execution. P4 should be in the beginning and the ending part you need to consider, that is 3. For P1 9, for P3 16, for P2 24. Okay, so that is a completion time. So after finding out completion time, what you need to find out? You need to find out what? Turnaround time. Turnaround time formula I have told you, that is CT minus AT. So since all arrival time is 0, so CT may be same thing. So that is 9 minus 0 is 9, 24 minus 0 is 24, 16 minus 0 is 16, 3 minus 0 is 3. Okay, so let us find out the waiting time. Yes, as the waiting time. So what is the waiting time formula? Turnaround time minus the burst time. So 9 minus 6, you are going to get 3. Then 24 minus 8, you are going to get 16. 16 minus 7, you are going to get how much? 9, I guess. Yes, it's 9, right? And then if you minus 3 you are going to guess that is 0. Okay, so just cross verify with the Gantt chart. See, process P4 immediately is served. He arrived at 0 milliseconds, he served in the 0 milliseconds itself. So that is why waiting time he got 0. Process P1 arrived at 0 milliseconds, but he scheduled at 3 milliseconds. So waiting time is 3 milliseconds. It's correct. Okay, in the same way you can check with the P3 and the P2. Okay, so we'll see the average waiting time now. That is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus P4 divided by 4 processes, so 4. So that is 3 plus 16 plus 9 plus 0 divided by 4. How much you are going to get? So you can divide it. So I think you are going to get 7 milliseconds. You can cross verify. Okay. So this is just you need to remember the formula and apply, and you are going to get this result. This is the first SJF problem, that is non-preemptive.